Tucker Carlson is gone. And while the left celebrates, Ocasio Cortez is actually fundraising off of his departure. People like Jimmy Kimmel and Whoopi Goldberg are celebrating on their shows. The reality is Fox is the only real loser, but there is something to be said about the weird and creepy behavior of the left as they dance and celebrate after Tucker Carlson was removed. Now, the funny thing about all of this is, one, Fox News loses $1 billion after parting ways with Tucker Carlson. Duh. He's the star of the network. He's their biggest name, and he's the only draw on the channel for young people. What you think? You think anybody's going to go watch Hannity? Look, man, Hannity and Ingram and other personalities, they do a great job capturing the older demographic, the cable TV older conservative demographic. But Tucker Carlson was slaying it among younger, independent and conservative minded individuals. So all they've really done is just unleashed Tucker Carlson, probably made him substantially more wealthy, and I don't know, put the final nail in the coffin for their own network. But I love it. They've lost $1 billion in market cap. And I think the other funny thing I was going to mention is that while we lamented the loss of Tucker Carlson on Fox News, we also recognize it's a great opportunity for him to go independent. We also mocked the departure of Don Lemon in a very similar way that the left is for mocking Tucker Carlson. The only thing is they're not talking about Don Lemon. Nobody cares about him. So I think that one was particularly funny. All anyone cares about is what Tucker Carlson will do next. We got AOC. She put out this video where she's gloating and she's like, deplatforming works. Okay, yeah, here's the thing. It doesn't work. It's never worked. The only thing that works is when people give up. Deplatforming doesn't mean anything. Literally doesn't. The idea among these people has always been that if they can't see what you're doing, you must not be doing it. And that's the weirdest thing. Because there have been many instances where prominent individuals got banned from Twitter or whatever and doubled down and kept working and still made a ruckus. But here's the story. We'll start with this one. I'll give you the good news before I show you the cringe-inducing leftist response. Let's talk about the real aftermath of Tucker Carlson departing Fox News. And he was fired, I guess, by Rupert Murdoch because of January 6th reporting. The Post-Millennial reports Fox Corporation stock plummeted as much as 5% on Monday, wiping out $930 million in market value following the announcement that Fox News had parted ways with primetime host Tucker Carlson. According to Business Insider, shares of the media company recovered slightly later in the day and were trading at $29.61, down almost 4% by noon. By the market's close, shares had gone up slightly to finish at 29. So that's a good recovery. I think what did they ultimately end up at, like $500 million down? The decision to part ways with Carlson was announced less than a week after their Dominion Systems lawsuit, blah, blah, blah. Carlson was one of the network's most popular hosts. His show was consistently rated as one of the most watched cable news shows. On Monday, former President Trump said he was shocked by the news that Tucker Carlson was parting ways with Fox News, telling Greg Kelly and Newsmax, "I'm shocked. I'm surprised." He's a very good person. He's a very good man, very talented, as you know, and he had very high ratings. Trump also posted to Truth Social on Monday, the fact that Tucker Carlson will no longer be on Fox News is a big blow to cable news and to America. Tucker was insightful, interesting, and ratings gold. He will be greatly missed. You know what's fascinating? Yesterday, I covered this. AOC actually called for Tucker Carlson to be criminally charged. And I don't play these leftist semantic games. That's what she did. Now, they're going to argue, well, she was saying regulation of hate speech. She said Tucker Carlson was clearly inciting violence, which is a federal felony, and said the government should regulate that. Yeah. You know how the government regulates that? They arrest you and they criminally charge you. The regulation of criminal offenses is the legal system. That's what she was calling for. I actually think it's funny because Donald Trump says he was insightful and AOC says he was inciting. It's funny. Puns. On Monday, it was revealed that the decision to remove Tucker Carlson from Fox and his lineup came straight from Fox Corp chairman Rupert Murdoch. Why did I put it to you? Rupert Murdoch. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is, good for the left, I guess. I don't, Ocasio Cortez fundraising off of Tucker Carlson exit from Fox News. I don't know what that means. How are you? He's not a politician. What is his fundraising? AOC, are you saying you got him banned or something? These people will pay for anything. It's so stupid. AOC is raising money off of Tucker Carlson's exit from Fox News with a pitch attacking the comments he has made in his show. A message from Ocasio Cortez's team to supporters obtained by Punchbowl News says Carlson spent years viciously targeting women, people of color, and the LGBTQ plus community. The message also accuses Carlson of being directly involved in inciting violence during the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the Ray Epps insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and relentlessly expressing hate speech since his show began in 2016. I got news for you, lady. Tucker Carlson may be gone, but Timcast IRL stands strong. And I guess the half joke is I have people messaging me being like, your only competition's been canceled. So I'll put it this way. Tucker Carlson is competition for us. We were not competition for Tucker Carlson, right? He's getting millions upon millions of views. We're getting in the hundreds of thousands. Our clips were doing well, but his were doing better. So, but I will say last night with no Tucker Carlson on air at Fox News, our viewership was about double. It was like doubled. So, okay. All right. Let's go, lady. I love that the only thing they have is to complain about Fox News, despite the fact there are many other prominent shows and channels that get comparable viewership. Like, why doesn't AOC or the left come out and say Steve Bannon's show, the War Room? Steve Bannon's show gets millions of views. Millions. And they're acting like Tucker Carlson is the only one who exists. It's because these people have no idea what's going on. So in a sense, it is maybe good in a lot of ways. Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. He's unleashed. He can start his own network. Tons of people are going to boycott and leave Fox. Fox is garbage anyway. And then the left will be too clueless about who they're supposed to be mad at. Maybe now they'll focus all their ire on Sean Hannity. And then what? Like, who watches Sean Hannity? You know what I mean? Like, I guess Hannity's got a bunch of viewers who are older, but I think a lot of Hannity's viewership was rollover. People turn on Tucker, they leave the channel on. So what's going to happen now? Well, I think they're all going to see a ratings decline, and it's going to be immediate. I'll tell you what, I'll give you an example. Luke Rudkowski of We Are Change. You guys know Luke Rudkowski, who's a recurring co-host on Timcast IRL. He loves Tucker Carlson. And he's a libertarian, anarchist, whatever. I don't know what he goes by, but he's like an anti-government dude. And he loved watching Tucker. It's amazing. He's not going to watch anybody else. I think who do they have? Brian Kilmeade sat in for Tucker Carlson. I got to tell you guys, if I worked at Fox News, right, and they fired Tucker Carlson unceremoniously, abruptly, and then came to me and said, would you like to take the 8 p.m. slot from Tucker? I'd be like, no. And there is nothing you can do to make me do it. So look, I got no issue with Kilmeade. I got to tell you, it seems, I don't know, kind of cringy, but also kind of, disloyal. Maybe is not the right word to use. I'd just say you would not get me to sit in that chair because people are going to be like, this is not Tucker, and they're not going to be happy. There were probably a lot of people who found out Tucker was no longer on the show right at 8 p.m., right when the show was supposed to start. And the last thing Tucker Carlson said on Friday was, have a great weekend, and we'll see you all Monday. He had no idea this was coming. And so the removal of Tucker seems to be like a dick move. And if you took that seat, kind of feels like you're, party to that. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't take it. There's nobody should be in that seat. And this is the problem with the right. The left, they'll literally burn buildings down in defense of their people and their ideas. They will lie, they will cheat, they will steal, but conservatives can't even sit out. They can't even be like, I don't want to take that spot. When Jon Stewart left the Daily Show before Trevor Noah, they kept going to people saying, will you take the seat and host the Daily Show? And they all said no. Nobody wanted to do it. They were like, dude, I am not taking Jon Stewart's seat. It's not going to happen. They finally found Trevor Noah. I want to tell you guys something, and conservatives just don't have this within them. I suppose if it were me, I would. Maybe they don't. If someone came to me and said, take Tucker's seat, I'd be like, you're crazy and you're out of your mind. It was disloyal to fire him. It was rude. And I will not be the person who's taken that seat. Could you imagine what it would be like? What's Fox News going to do? Air reruns? Probably. They'd have no choice. Instead, it was so easy to find someone who'd be like, oh, please give me his seat. Oh, I want to be Tucker. And I just, there's no conviction. There's no passion. There's no strength. There's no courage. Ugh. It's the one thing that made me always just want to be like, what's the point? Like, you can't even convince someone to boycott a company until Anheuser-Busch. So, okay, that's got me a little bit more confident. But seriously, guys, every single person who was asked should have said, no, I will not take that slot. Let Fox News air infomercials at 8 p.m. To fire Tucker abruptly and without notice, pathetic. And then I can hear people saying already, but Tim, they're under contract. And if they say, by your contract, you must host this show, I'd be like, I'll break it. Come on. You want to play a game of chicken? I will break that contract. You can sue me. Do it. No, people have no conviction. I'd love for them to threaten me and be like, take the seat, so that I could sit there and be like, how you guys doing? I'm going to put my feet up. I'm going to pull out a cigar, and I'm not going to say a damn word because they said contractually I'm obligated. Here I am, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? It'd be amazing. It'd be absolutely incredible. The left will do it. They'll get fired from their jobs. They don't care. The right won't do it. And, I know people say things like, when I tell that story about the dude who wore the Black Lives Matter mask at Taco Bell, and they said, take it off or you're fired. And he says, fine, fire me. Then he makes a video about it, goes viral, and they're forced to rehire him. And everyone's like, yeah, but that guy's got no kids. He's got no kids. I'm like, dude, the people working at Fox News are rich. They're rich. They don't need to do this. Man, they're probably making several $100,000 per year. They can afford to be like, nah, I'm out. Ain't going to do it. Ain't going to make me. Whatever, man. Take a look at this. A message from AOC's team to supporters obtained by Punchbowl News. I read that one. It added that Carlson's exit, blah, blah, blah. Alexandria directly challenges Tucker Carlson and all the many voices like him that are sadly still on the air. She deftly exposes the hypocrisy, calls out their racism and misogyny, and advances policies that will create a more just, inclusive world so that they so desperately oppose. Multiple Democrats heralded Carlson's departure from Fox News on Monday, criticizing comments he's made on his show, including those downplaying the violence during the insurrection. The Ray Epps insurrection. Ocasio Cortez only tweeted, wow, following the news of Carlson leaving Fox News. She accused Carlson and others at Fox News of inciting violence. Fox News said in a brief statement on Monday that the network and Carlson had parted ways, and his last show was Friday. Carlson had signed off his last show on Friday, saying, we'll be back on Monday. The network on Tuesday declined to comment on the pitch from Ocasio Cortez, referring back to its original statement on Carlson's ouster, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure, fine, whatever. And here's the video that she put out. Let me play it for you. It's only a minute long. I'm sorry to make you listen to this, but here you go.
Tucker Carlson is out at Fox News. Couldn't have happened to a better guy. What I will say, though, is while I'm very glad that the person that was arguably responsible for some of the largest, driving some of the most amounts of death threats and violent threats, not just to my office, but to plenty of people across the country, I also kind of feel like I'm like waiting for the cutscene at the end of a Marvel movie after all the credits have rolled. And then you see like the villain's like hand reemerge out to grip over like the end of a building or something. But deplatforming works.
It doesn't.
And it is important. And
it doesn't work. They just say that all the time. It doesn't.
There you go. Good things can happen.
Good things. It's funny because Tucker Carlson's like the only anti-corporate, anti-establishment personality on the corporate press. And the left is quite literally how we traditional liberals viewed the right 10, 15 years ago as establishment corporatist shills and no dissenting voices allowed. But it's the craziest thing to me when they're like, deplatforming works. When? When has it worked? Alex Jones is still around doing shows. He's getting millions of views. What are you talking about? Now, okay, fine. Fair point. He was getting a lot more views. But Alex Jones is still doing his show. He's still appearing on other podcasts. Like, he's still here. They sued the guy for like $1 trillion. They tried to. Excuse me. They go after him for billions. He's still working. He's still there. He's still got a studio. He's still doing his show. What about deplatforming works? Now, you may, I guess, say that he's off YouTube. It's like, okay, so you can't see him anymore. Therefore, you mean, what is that? Oh, I get it. Okay, it works in a certain sense. It works in the sense that AOC can't see him anymore. Okay. Tucker Carlson deplatformed from Fox News. And I honestly don't care. Actually, I'm kind of happy. But I wonder who they're going to come for next, right? Don Lemon gets fired and everybody's celebrating that, I guess. I'm wondering if they'll ever come in our direction. Because we talk about a lot of the same things Tucker does. Some things I think we go a little harder on, but mostly I think he goes harder on issues than we do. Because he had certain protections being at Fox. Like, as a private company, there were certain things he could say that, we can't say because we face deplatforming. Granted, we also do have our website and the uncensored segments where we can basically say and do whatever we want. But what do they think's going to happen now that they can't see his face? Like he's going to stop existing? I'm wondering if now that Tucker's gone, as people have mentioned, like I said the other day, we got text messages from people being like, that was your main competition or whatever. So are we going to see a boost in viewership now that there's no Tucker Carlson? I mean, we had a lot of people that would say, hey, I watched Tucker Carlson, then jump over to Timcast IRL. Now it's just, I guess you can watch Timcast IRL. I don't know. You guys can watch, who is it, Kilmeade, if you want. Tucker Carlson, I think, was like the main driver of traffic for Fox News. I'm not sure Kilmeade will have the same kind of pull. We have this from, I want to show you how The View responded. Because I think, I don't know, it's going to make you upset or whatever. Here you go.
Word has just come down that Fox News Media and Tucker Carlson have agreed to part ways.
Why are they cheering? Honest question, why are they cheering? Do they watch Tucker Carlson ever? They don't. They're cheering because they're a cult. And they're like, yay, Tucker's gone. They don't know anything about Tucker Carlson. They don't watch his show. They don't listen to his segments. All they know is Tucker bad. Tucker bad. And so when he's gone, it's yay, Tucker gone. Wave. It's so creepy.
We'll talk more about it tomorrow but we wanted to.
Why is the View's fake conservative personality waving as well?
We let you know what was going on.
Well, can I ask the audience if they'll help me do something? Come on, folks. Na 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 na.
I think I get it, though. I think I do get it. In the world of the left, the only thing that matters is hierarchy and corporate structure. Because they're corporatist and because they're cultists, seeing someone like Tucker Carlson be ousted from Fox News, it means something to them. But for those of us that are in the decentralized network using social media to counter the corporate narrative, we don't see it as that big of a deal. In fact, it may be empowering for Tucker Carlson. The reason they're so shocked by it is because they hold the power of the corporation above the individual. So when the corporation removes Tucker, it's yes. When the individual is no longer a part of the corporate machine, it's yes. Whereas for us, it's like start your own channel, start your own podcast, and you too can get the message out and be more successful. But here they are. So I do absolutely just love how they've responded to this. Jimmy Kimmel, and I just don't understand it. Jimmy Kimmel makes fun of Tucker Carlson saying he's been ousted. And why? Your viewers don't watch Tucker Carlson. It makes no sense. And you may be saying something like, does your audience watch Don Lemon? Yes, we do. We do. So I've watched CNN. I've watched Don Lemon. He's been on for a long time. I made a video about him asking whether a plane was sucked into a black hole. Don Lemon gets criticism for a reason. We listen to the things he says and does. And for the most part, it's who cares because it's just him like reading news stories. But there are these cringe-inducing moments like the one recently with Vivek Ramaswamy. These people don't watch any Tucker Carlson at all. They've not listened to any of his arguments. We argue Tucker Carlson's arguments. And Don Lemon's arguments. This is the point about the big picture in the media landscape. The left just says whatever they're told to say. The right is a whole bunch of different ideologies, and that's why right doesn't even make sense. That's why I usually say freedom faction. The people who believe in individual liberties, personal responsibility, meritocracy, etc. Because we're actually, when you look at how moderates consume news, it's liberal and conservative sources. So you have that degree of influence in conversation. Among the left, they only listen to each other. So they only know about the lies and manipulations from the corporate press. But I got to say, it's all been quite hilarious because you can see how they operate. Ocasio Cortez is saying it's a good thing Tucker was, removed. But it's weird because they don't watch Tucker. What are they complaining about? Because he's sharing ideas that oppose theirs. That's it. It's a weird world, isn't it? It's the collective versus the independent factions. The individualist factions of America versus the corporate collective. That's what I'm going to call them from now on. AOC is a leader in the corporate collective. They love their multinational corporations. AOC can come around and pretend like she opposes Amazon, all that stuff, but they suckle the teat of the corporations and the corporate press. They love it. Absolutely. Meanwhile, they steal money from the coffers to paint Black Lives Matter in the streets. They release prisoners. Crime is skyrocketing. There's poop everywhere. But they can come out and celebrate with bread and circuses. That's right. Tucker Carlson, he's a bad man. He's gone. We did this for you. Meanwhile, the audience has no idea who Tucker Carlson is or what he does anyway. And they're not really paying attention to the fact that there's poop all over their streets. Or at the very least, they can't figure out why. But here's the good news. For the Democrats, I should say. When there's poop on the streets, they just say, it's Tucker's fault. It's Trump's fault. And then these people keep voting in the charlatans who make sure these people live in poop-infested streets. Well, you deserve it. I don't live there. Don't care. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.